My Thanksgiving story. Grandma's porch, a place to relax, a place to enjoy. Come visit Grandma's porch. My Thanksgiving story. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. Well, those that know me have heard this story numerous times because, well, I tell it every Thanksgiving. And this story, I have a lot of Thanksgiving stories to tell, but I grew up and we had this huge family, extended family, and extended friends of family. And I mean, it was just like one big party on the holidays, meaning that we went from house to house, especially on Thanksgiving. We had our own Thanksgiving at home, then we went to grandma's, and then we went to the aunts and all the different aunts and uncles and cousins and friends. And, we would have leftovers at their houses after we had our own meal, and people would come to our house. I mean, it was just so much wonderful. And so at about 19 years old, I moved to California and I started going to college there. And so when I moved to California, I had some relatives there, but not like the extended and all the relatives I had where I grew up. And so I remember my first Thanksgiving there. My relatives that I did have were going to be gone for that Thanksgiving. And so my school was off for about a week where we didn't have any school going on. And so I didn't have a lot of money. And I was, had a little blue car. I think it was a 1972 blue Mazda. And it didn't have air conditioning, didn't have a radio. And it looked awful. I think I paid $450 for it. But it got me to and from where I needed to go. And so anyhow, I remember I didn't know what I was going to do for Thanksgiving because the few friends that I had met, because I hadn't been there that long, the few friends that I had made were all going to be gone too. Everybody was gone except for me. And I felt very, very lonely during that time. And here I'd had all this family and was used to all these huge celebrations, and now I was going to be by myself. And so I went out and I bought a turkey TV dinner. Y'all remember those turkey TV dinners. And so I set my table and I got everything ready for when Thanksgiving came. Well, the weekend before Thanksgiving, I had gone to this new church I'd never been to before. It turned out to be the preacher and his wife were brand new too. They were an old couple, but they were brand new. And as I was walking through the entrance, there was a little sign that says, anyone that doesn't have a place to go for Thanksgiving, you're welcome to come to our house. And so I wrote down their number and I listened to the preacher talk up front. So I went home and I called them and I said, may I come to your house on Thanksgiving? And I'll bring something. I don't remember what it is that I brought. And they said, yes, you're so welcome. And I went there that year. They were an older couple and they were wonderful. And there was a young man, a little bit older than me, who was there that obviously didn't have a place to go for Thanksgiving, and an older woman. And that was just a small group of us, and it was wonderful. Well, even though I had places to go in the following years, for the next 6 years, I always showed up at their house, regardless of other places I was going to. And as time went on, it grew and grew and grew to year number 6. Year number 6, there was like 30 people that would go to their house. And it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. They saved the day. They saved Thanksgiving for me. Otherwise, I would have been alone that first Thanksgiving in California. And so I always remember that, and I'm very grateful. And I think about people that don't have someone to spend Thanksgiving with. But I will tell you that if you don't have someone to spend Thanksgiving with, and no one invites you, and there's no church for you to go to or whatever, celebrate yourself like I was going to. Even with my little turkey TV dinner that I was going to celebrate with. Celebrate it anyhow. Celebrate it yourself. Because you're worth it. You're worth it. Make your own turkey or a TV dinner or a turkey pot pie, whatever it is that you want to do. Celebrate your Thanksgiving your way, okay? Fast forward a lot of years, and after I was married, I think it was my first year that my husband and I were actually married, and my in-laws came for Thanksgiving. And I remember I had baked the turkey, but some of the turkey grease had gone down into the oven. And then when I put the pies, I was baking pies, pumpkin pies, and I went to put them in. And when I went to put them in, the turkey had already been taken out, but I went to put the pies in, and all of a sudden the pie caught on fire. And I remember my father-in-law rushing to the rescue with the fire extinguisher, and he put the fire out in the oven. And because there was a lot of grease, it was a grease fire. And so I remember that. And so I have fond memories of my father-in-law spraying the fire out, coming to my rescue. And I think my husband was, I don't know where he was. I think he was outside or something. And so thank goodness I had my father-in-law there to save the day. And so I have a lot of great Thanksgiving memories, especially growing up and going to so many different people's houses. And now I have my own family, and we celebrate Thanksgiving. And so if you're alone on Thanksgiving, you're not alone, because there's a lot of other people that are likely alone too. But celebrate it your way. Celebrate it anyhow. Happy Thanksgiving. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. To relax and a place to enjoy. Grandma's